Funny football experiences? I really look at football as far as I can't remember any real funny experiences, but one of the things that stands out as far as from a player's standpoint that I used to do as a kid that really helped me, and people in town used to think I was crazy. We had a front lawn right outside my house. It was a small lawn. It was about 10, 15 yards long, and I used to go out and pretend that I was the football NFL superstar and go out and try to emulate all the moves. I'd be faking out the trees. I would be faking out branches. We used to have this long bush that I would make a cut around and do sprints. And all the parents and the families around that area used to look at me like I was crazy. But at the time, I was really helping my skills and doing something that I love. And I used to just do that for hours and hours, especially after maybe watching an NFL game or watching a college football game. And as a kid, my hero from a college football standpoint was the great Herschel Walker. And I was 6 or 7 years old when he helped lead Georgia to national championship as a freshman. And I used to go out and emulate many of the things that he did. And same thing, as a professional football player, one of the guys that was my favorite at that time was Tony Dorsett, and he was a running back. And that's what I played throughout my junior football and then high school career. I was a running back until I got to college. And then I used to try and emulate all of Tony Dorsett's moves. And I remember when he had the 99-yard touchdown run on, I think it was on Monday Night Football to break the NFL record. I remember going out the next day and practicing his moves and breaking away. And it was one of the things that, kind of looked like I was crazy out there, but it really helped me hone some of my skills. And I just had that just general love for the game. It was just me out there. It was like nobody else was even around. Yeah, actually, as a 7, 8-year-old, when I was young, there was a high school football player. His name was Joe Bianchi. He actually lives in the town that we actually have our offices in. And Joe ended up going on to play running back at Temple University. And I remember going and watching his games, and I was good friends with his brother. And I remember the first time I got to meet him and talk with him. And at the time, when you're 7, 8 years old, the high school football player who was the star, actually is your hero. And he was an all-county football player, and to me was a hero. And meeting him was a thrill for me. And he was someone that I was trying to emulate and break some of his records when I got to high school. I think for me, changing kids' lives and giving them an opportunity to succeed is the most important thing. I would never view myself personally as a hero, but if I can help somebody and inspire them to reach for their goals and to go after some of their dreams, if that's going on to play college football and get an education, that's great. If I can help them on the path to maybe go and play in the NFL, that's great. I look at our events as a forum, as a grassroots avenue to be able to set them up for their future dreams. I was a running back right from the get-go. I did play some quarterback as a junior football athlete. So I mean, right from the time I was 7, 8 years old, I was involved as a running back and a quarterback.
Do you remember your first touchdown?
Yeah, the first time I ever carried the ball, I scored a touchdown.
Really?
Yeah, I think I was 7 or 8 years old. I went in the game, I was a fullback, and they handed me the ball right up the middle, and I outran everybody 50 yards for a touchdown. First time I ever touched football.
That's awesome. Inspiration to you, no?
Yeah, my father is a model as far as from not just the way that he lives his life, but the way that he treats other people. At 68 years old, he's in fantastic physical condition. He's served 40 years as a track and field coach in New Jersey and in New York City, and is in the New Jersey Coaches Hall of Fame as a track and field coach. So I mean, a lot of my ideals as far as trying to help out young people comes from him and watching him. And I was lucky enough to coach with him for 5 or 6 years, coaching track with him as well. to see how he impact kids, and that's something that is also very obviously dear to my heart, and he was that example. I mean, I think one of the things is the example that my father set. The fact that he worked with kids for so long, he always preached more than making money. Making money is not as important as having an impact in people's lives. And I've watched him have an impact both in the athletic field and as a teacher on thousands and thousands of kids. And I think, you know, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, and that's something that got inbred in me, in my brain, and it's something that I'm very, very happy to do with the kids that I work with today.